very much. And now, very exciting news. We are all ready for our Cassette Beasts run. It's happened. We're here, everybody. We made it. So, I am pleased to introduce, for Cassette Beasts, any percent seated, Alys Rujasu. Take it away.
Okay, thank you very much. I am alys rujasu. This is Cassette Beasts. I'm going to be running any percent seated here. I'm also going to be running this with a photosensitivity mod enabled, so that should hopefully alleviate, photosensitivity concerns for this run, so we don't need to put up any warnings or anything. So I am going to go ahead and start a custom game here, and I am going to input the magic seed that makes this run go so fast, and we're going to move into character creations real quick here. I'm going to need the winner of the pronouns bid war.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had they, them, won.
All right, so they, them. So I'll ask for the cosplay in just a bit here, but we're going to get started here. Time is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So we kind of wash up on the beach here in this world we've never seen before. This is, very typical RPG plot there. And we just immediately encounter a monster, and someone comes to help us. So we learn to transform into these monsters using cassette players. Notice this game is very 80s and 90s inspired with cassette players and things like that. This fight's really easy. We just get to mash through it. And then we do not have to mash through the dialogue because we can just hold Y for the vast majority of it.
Kaylee.
So there's going to be a little bit of a cutscene, maybe just a few seconds, and then we're going to get the opportunity to change our outfit. So if you could give me the winner of the cosplay bid war.
Of course, so it was indeed the cat ear headband.
How did I know it was going to be the cat ears?
Semi-popular,
right.
I'd say. I support.
Yeah, so yeah, I have the cosplay DLC installed for this, and you can, let's see, it's here. I don't actually do this very often, but there we are, cat headband. Okay, so we got our cat ears, and we're going to continue on here. The cat ears do come with the base game. The other ones, I believe, you need the DLC for. But we're just going to run over here and talk to Kaylee. Kaylee is the first partner that we get in this game, and she kind of takes us through some of the tutorial stuff in this game. This is, real easy fights that show us the combat system, and, when you get hit, you take damage, things like that. There's an action point system. So we can just kind of breeze through all this stuff here. There's a little dialogue explaining all of that. So yeah, everybody in this world kind of just gets teleported from different parallel universes and different time periods. So you get people from all sorts of eras and alternate timelines where maybe things happen differently. And there's a lot of very interesting, lore and character development and stuff, and we're not gonna get into any of that stuff with this run, because we're just gonna kind of ignore all of that interesting stuff and just kind of zerg to the end, because, hey, it's a speed run. This is normally, you know, a game that you're going to be spending a lot of hours on, and we're going to try to beat it in just like, you know, 40 minutes or so. So one thing that happens with the mod that I have installed is sometimes this fight gets a little out of whack. It's not a big deal, but this is the fight that teaches us about recording monsters to our cassette players, so it's sort of like, you know, catching the Pokemon, that sort of thing. Normally this is supposed to be a guaranteed catch, but with the mod installed, it's not a guaranteed catch. We did get it here, but it is possible to miss on this one, so I would have just tried again, and it would have cost me a small amount of time. So we caught this Dominoth. We're not going to use the Dominoth too much in this run, but we will see him a little bit later. Okay, that fight went pretty smoothly there. I did forget to unequip something there, but I can do that later. So we're kind of investigating, you know, the strange things that are happening in this strange world. And so we're going to go check out this area here, and we're going to hear some strange rumblings. That snake kind of faked me out there. And we're going to see this guy's going to pop out. He's important. He's going to show up later. And this train station here is going to show up. So there are a bunch of haunted train stations in this game, and I'm a big fan of that. Every game should have haunted train stations. And we're going to meet kind of the main boss enemies of this game, which are the Archangels. So the first one is Morgante, and she's very important here. This is kind of a scripted tutorial fight, but we do have a few ways to make it go just a little bit faster here. And this will also introduce us to the fusion mechanic, where you can fuse with your monster fuses with your partner's monster, and they combine into one, like, sort of big Megazord monster. We won't see too much of the fusion mechanic here, but it is, you know, if you're playing casually, it's very important, because you're usually more powerful when you're fused. And we'll just attempt to run away here and fail. That's something I'll be doing a lot, because I just want to, you know, kind of skip. There's no, like, defend move in this game, so you can just run away and fail. So we're going to see our first fusion come up here. There's, you know, going to be a little dialogue, and you know, things get intense, so we fuse, and it gives us a little tutorial thing about fusion. So thanks to the seed that we're using, our spit attack hits twice, and that allows us to do some interesting things in combat. It'll be very helpful later when we're using the resonance trick, which I'll explain that when we get to it. But yeah, that was our first boss battle. We'll have a little dialogue here. Great time for any announcements or anything like that, if you'd like.
Oh, absolutely, I would like. So I just want to shout out to everybody that we have only 101 more dollars to get our virtual highlight category upgrade to all dungeons. That's as many as there are Dalmatians. So if you like 101 Dalmatians, get those dollars sent in to support those pups and get the category upgrade for all dungeons. Weird segue, but we'll take it. We also had a new poll open for Metroid Planets, where we can either get an item distribution that is balanced or chaos. I love chaos myself. So if you too like chaos, get those donations in and you can cause some chaos for our runners later tonight. Loads of fun. Thanks so much, everybody.
All right. So we're gonna have a quick encounter here with Eugene, who is the second partner that we meet in this game. Sadly, we will not be teaming up with Eugene in this run. Eugene is awesome because Eugene is on a quest right now to deal with those monsters that you just saw there. They look like zombies, but they're actually something worse than zombies. They are landlords. So, yeah, so Eugene is basically out to rid the land of the evil landlords, and as much as I would like to help him on that quest, that is something that we will have to save for the casual run because it takes a while and we don't have time for that. We'll also see Captain Ayante here, who she is not a partner, but she is very important in the casual run. She will not be very important in this run. We will be skipping her side quest entirely, but she lets us, she gives us a quest to become a ranger captain, basically. There's a whole ranger thing where, you know, the rangers are kind of the protectors in this world, and you can become a ranger, and then you become a ranger captain. We're not even going to pick up that quest, despite it being very important in the casual run, because again, we don't have time for that. And if you play this casually, you'd think that's, you know, a required part of the game, but now you can just skip it. So I'm picking up some of these chests here because they will be helping us with combat a lot, for some of the combat shenanigans we're going to be doing. So like we're getting stickers which give us moves. So you attach the sticker to the cassette and that gives you moves because, you know, obviously that's how it works, right? And those moves will help us have attacks go off before the fight even starts, so we can beat some of these bosses before they even take a turn. It's a lot. It's a lot going very fast, but that's kind of what I love about this run. So you just saw there Felix, who is yet another partner that we see in this run. We will be using Felix. Felix is the other partner we'll be seeing. But before we can get to Felix, we need a Bulletino, and this is not a Bulletino. Yeah, so I need to try and get away from this fight here. So on the overworld, I saw a Bulletino, but sometimes instead of a Bulletino, you get this Velocirifle, and Velocirifles are not helpful. We hate Velocirifles because they screw up our speedruns. So I'm just gonna have to fight this. Okay, I got away. So we'll try this one. Okay, this is a Bulletino. This is what we want. So we are going to record this Bulletino, because if we record a Bulletino, we get a dash move. I hope I don't have to explain to you why a dash move is important in a speed run, but it's also important for some less obvious reasons. But the main thing is, you know, go faster. So yeah, we have a 100% chance. We'll definitely record this Bulletino. And, you know, it tells us that we got the ability. So we don't actually have to finish the fight. We can just run away. And I get to do a little menuing. Menuing, by the way, is probably the most challenging part of this run, because it's just very precise. I need to do that. And this. And I need to teleport over here. So like I said before, we were going to go get Felix. Kaylee is going to return toward the end of this run, but we're going to be saying goodbye to her for a little while. So we need to get over to West Harbor Town, so there's a few ways you can get over to West Harbor Town. I am doing the probably easiest and slowest way here, where I'm just breaking through that barrier up there. It's a little bit slower, but it's not that much slower, and I'm bad at the other two ways, so I do this one. So I'm buying glass camouflage, because that's kind of the final piece of the puzzle here for the resonance trick that I'm going to be doing. Well, actually, the final piece of the puzzle is getting Felix here, but... So what we're going to do is we're going to give the boss enemies a status called Resonance, and as long as we do things right, they have no, like, resistance to that status. So we just give them 3 stacks of it, and they die. And that's just kind of it. So that trivializes a lot of the fights in this run. So the fights aren't that difficult. The challenge is more in, like, movement. And, like, you'll see here, I have to do a trick here to get over this river. Normally you're supposed to go around and do a bridge thing, but we did that little trick there, which gets us over it. And we get to fight this Mega Jellyton, and we'll see the first kind of time that we're showing off Resonance. So we have Glass Camouflage, which happens at the start of the fight, Paint Swipe, which turns to Glass. Glass allows Wind to give it Resonance. So this gives us 2 stacks of Resonance, and then we'll attack again. That'll give it the 3rd stack. I know that was a lot, but the TLDR here is once you do all that stuff, enemy goes down in 1 hit. So it allows us to beat some bosses that we normally would not be able to beat, you know, this quickly. I need to run away here. And so I'm just going to use Sonic Boom, and then I'm going to use Sonic Boom once more. Hopefully I have enough HP here. I'm also going to save after this battle, because this next part here can be a little dicey. So we got the jelly off that bridge, so we can lower the bridge. And this guy thanks us by giving us other jelly. It's a lot of stuff, don't worry about it. So we're gonna swap in Dominoth and Bulletino here. We're gonna put the jelly on the pumpkin, and that makes it turn into a jumpkin. Again, don't ask me why. I can't explain some of the things that happen in this game. But we're going to record this jumpkin with a plant tape. This is exactly the what I wanted to get here. Sometimes this jumpkin shows up with another monster, and that can be bad, but this should give us a 100% chance to record it, so that's going to be great. Recording a jumpkin gives us the Vine Ball ability, which is just like the most broken thing in the game. So you're going to see some of the reasons that it's broken in just a little bit here. But first I'm going to do some traveling and get some stuff. So I know I said a lot there. Do you have any questions, or are there any questions in chat about what's going on here?
Ooh, we'll see. A funny question here that I saw was just, are there turtles in this game? It made me laugh, personally.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of any turtles. There are lots of cool sea critters, and we don't see most of them in this run, but there's kind of a diving creature and, some stuff like that. There's kind of like a sunken ship thing that we don't go to. There is a lot of stuff in this game and just a lot of content that I'm not showing off here. Like I said, this is a game that you can put like 100 hours into easily, and I'm not showing off I'm showing off a tiny amount of it here. Definitely pick up this game, if you can. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. It has an amazing soundtrack. I have to do some menuing here. So I need to focus for just a second. If you have anything to read, then go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to direct everybody's attention to the polls that are open for next run. Once again, not to scare everybody, but time is limited for these particular polls, okay? So the two that I am talking about, first being the Pokemon Name the Trainer. Currently, we have Serena in the lead as the trainer's name with $8.08. Juliana shortly behind with $5. There are some options you can check out, so make sure to take a look at those and pick a name that piques your fancy. And then also you can pick Pikachu's name. Right now we have Clefairy in the lead, followed by Porygon 2, and then Miltank. I see a bit of a trend here. But feel free to check out some names there and get those donations in for which Pikachu or what name you would like to see on Pikachu. And we'll see what ends up winning. But time is short. Get those donations in. All right, y'all. Let's do it.
Okay, so this is a difficult little trick here that I'm attempting, but this is one of the reasons that the Vine Ball is very broken here, because I'm using a sort of cutscene skip that we have where we activate Morgante's song, and that allows us to skip a lot of cutscenes in this game. And then I use the Vine Ball to kind of go out of bounds there and skip basically this entire dungeon and get right to the boss. So that was a difficult trick, and it's kind of hard to explain, but hopefully just by watching it, you kind of got that I was definitely doing something there that I'm not supposed to do in this game. Hopefully I menued properly here, and this will go quickly. So I just run away here. I use Spit to get some resonance. And then we'll use Quick Smack next turn to get that third stack. This is Alice, by the way, who... I'm not a big fan of Alice because she spells her name the wrong way. But she's kind of based on, like, Alice in Wonderland. So the whole dungeon that you normally go through to get to her is kind of an Alice in Wonderland inspired thing, where, you can become big and become small, and there's a ton of Alice in Wonderland references in there that we're skipping. Again, just a ton of cool content in this game that you're unfortunately not seeing here, but definitely play the game casually if you want to get the full experience here. So again, I'm going to do a little menuing. So I need to do all this menuing because, like, these stickers make us abilities like happen at the beginning of fights, and there's kind of an RNG factor to it. But since we're on a seeded route, we can manipulate that RNG. So that's why I'm like constantly changing like where the stickers are on the tapes, because that affects the RNG. So if I didn't do that, then the fights wouldn't go right at all. But since I do that, it just all lines up perfectly so that we, take things out like before the fight even starts, before the enemy even gets a turn. So here's another place where we're just going to completely trivialize this dungeon with the vine ball. The vine ball is just going to let us go out of bounds here. Walls are just kind of a suggestion in this game. You know, it's that kind of game. We can just walk over the invisible ceiling, and I missed that a little bit, but we'll just kind of zoom in here. And once again, we're at the boss. Again, this happens very quickly. A really creepy enemy coming up, by the way. This is Papatox, the Master of Puppets. Creepiest Archangel in the game, in my opinion. That's just my feeling. But, you know, he has puppets, and you attack the puppets that are under the spotlight. And, again, we're pretty well trivializing this fight. It used to be one of the tougher ones in the run, just because there were things that could go wrong, but now we take it out in 2 turns, and it's pretty easy. So again, you know, we're just gonna take advantage of the resonance trick. We have the RNG lined up, so we know he's always gonna go to that top. The spotlight's always gonna be on the top one, so we don't have to like change it around at all. Just really lines up well. Unequip that thing, and we'll have a little bit more to mash through, and a little bit more menuing to do. Once we get through all that, we're going to climb a mountain, so that's fun. You see kind of this triangle person, Aleph. He keeps showing up. You might have figured out that he's kind of the antagonist for this run, at least for the main quest. So I'm just going to once again do some menuing here. Right. So random starter goes over here. Right. Custom goes here. And then I move this one up 1. And then we swap these around just again for RNG purposes. And we're going to go back to the train station that Alys was in. So we're going to climb up a mountain here. We're going to use Vine Ball and some other tricks to do this. We're also going to say hi to our friend Barkley here. Everybody say hi to Barkley the dog. You can get Barkley as a partner. We're not going to do that in this run, but Barkley is a very good doggo. You can recruit Barkley, you can, you can pet Barkley, and you can do all that stuff. He's really cool. He has a cool cape that he comes with that's also a dog. We like Barkley. So I got kind of a good pattern there. I'm just going to wait for this and make sure it doesn't... if I encounter any of these enemies here, it's really bad because they're hard to run from. So I just kind of took that safely there. So at the top of this mountain here is an enemy called Babolith. So this is another reference. This is kind of like a Tower of Babel, Tower of Babel reference. Oh my god. Never done that before. Alright, so I am just gonna do that whole thing over again. Feel free to read something off while I repeat this.
Of course, we will catch everybody up on what's been going down. So I just want to remind everybody that every single donation is going towards Point of Pride today. Point of Pride is a trans-led 501c3 nonprofit organization, and they provide access to gender-affirming health and wellness services for folks, which is just incredible. So every single one of your donations is going to support this wonderful cause while also going towards some great incentives. So we have some targets open, only $100 left for the category upgrade of all dungeons for Virtual Hide Light, which takes place later tonight. We also have some polls about the Metroid Planet's item distribution, either balanced or chaos, which I hear from one of the runners is the more fun way of doing things if you want to see it get a little spicy. And we have our Pokemon incentives to either name the trainer and pick Pikachu's name. So make sure to check those out, and don't forget that you can select both a target and a poll, and every single one of those donations is going towards our goal of $7,000 to unlock hazard runs as part of Metroid Planets as well. So 3 for 3 win. Let's get it done, everybody.
Yeah. So unfortunately this time I did get one of these encounters that I was really hoping to not. This has wrecked a few runs for me. It's just tough to avoid them sometimes. I'm gonna try switching Bulletino in, just because Bulletino gives you a better chance to run, because Bulletino is like one of the fastest monsters we have in the game. Yeah, much better. And Sirenade's one of the slowest. So, again, just don't want to get any encounters here. So I'm gonna try and not yeet myself off the mountain this time. We're just gonna go and take the safer route here, which is I just vine ball up this instead of launching myself up. So we have another train station here. This is the one with Babolith. So Babolith is a like sort of tower of lies that tells bad jokes. We won't get to see any of the bad jokes in this run, but trust me, they are like top tier, like terrible jokes. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. But here we're just going to skip all of that, and we're just going to use Quick Smack and take Babolith out before it even gets a turn. So that's fun. Yeah. So just gonna have a little more dialogue here, and then we're going to get to do one more cutscene skip. So you keep seeing Morgante pop up. She gives us like a song that we're supposed to use as like a riddle to solve to to find out where the final dungeon is in this game. I need to go down to 30 FPS. So you can't really tell the difference because we're streaming at 30 FPS, but I have to switch between 30 and 60 FPS for certain movement tricks here. So this trick here, I usually have to be at 30 FPS to do it. We kind of activate that song in the menu. We just kind of look at the song, and like you saw, that was what I did with Alys, but I missed it. Doing that kind of overwrites a cutscene, whatever cutscene might be loading at that time. So that cutscene never fires. So like there was a cutscene where that guard was supposed to cut us off, but we skipped that. So normally you're supposed to need to do a bunch of stuff and get Kaylee to come to this part. But we skipped all that, so that means Felix is going to be playing the part of Kaylee for this cutscene. Don't worry if that doesn't make sense. A lot of this run doesn't make sense. So we're encountering the cult leader Dorian here.
Sorry.
And I promise nothing is bad is going to happen to Dorian. Nothing bad ever happens to cult leaders in these kind of games, right? Like, definitely wouldn't see a cult leader like immediately getting up their comeuppance for trying to do something stupid, right? Would we?
Never.
So, we're gonna see a monster here called Morningstar, and Dorian's gonna, go up to it, and yeah, this is gonna happen. So, yeah, fortunately that's not gonna happen to us, because we have the power of resonance on our side. And we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing we did in the last fight. One cool thing about using Felix for this part instead of Kaylee is we actually get to skip a little bit of dialogue. We don't get to skip most of it, but we will get to skip a little bit of it coming up here. Once again, Aleph kind of collecting these archangels that we fight, and we're going to see kind of the consequences of that coming up soon. But normally this is where Kaylee would kind of have a reflective moment on this bench here, but Kaylee's not here, so we skip all that. There, by the way, was one of the very quick glitch where you use a vine ball and it teleports you back to the beginning. It's because you kind of clip into a door there, but the door doesn't go anywhere, so it just kind of goes to 0, which is sending you back to the town center at the beginning of the game. It's hard to explain. Again, don't worry about it. It's a glitch. It's a glitch that we can take advantage of to go just a little bit faster there. So anyway, Aleph kind of teleports us off to this random world here, where we're going to have a big cutscene with a whole bunch of exposition. It's not very important. This is a great time to read something because we don't care about any of this stuff that we're going to hear here.
We don't have time for this. All right, well, let's check in on our incentives as well. So once again, a reminder that our Pokemon run is coming up next. That'll be very, very shortly, all right? So once again, not to scare everybody. We're not here to threaten, not here to scare. But if you want to influence the trainer's name or the Pikachu's name, you will absolutely want to get those donations in. And if you're sitting here saying, Lana, I have no idea how to donate, pop into chat and write !donate. You can follow the link to our Tiltify page where it will walk you through the steps to get a donation in. No matter how big, no matter how small, it's supporting Point of Pride, which is wonderful to see. So thanks so much again for all of your donations so far. It's so good to see. And we encourage you to keep donating to influence those Pokemon polls. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you. All right, so here we're going to be saying goodbye to Felix. And the reason for that is we didn't build up enough relationship with Felix to use Felix at the end of the game, but we did with Kaylee. It's complicated again, don't worry about it. We're gonna do a little menuing here, and I have to make sure I get all of this right because it's tricky to fix if I don't have this right. This can't be right. No, that's right. So yeah, we take Brush Room off of Felix, and we're gonna give it to Kaylee. So I need to make sure I give that to Kaylee. I've forgotten to do that a few times. We're going to talk to Clements, the cafe owner here. She's kind of the shop. We don't need to talk to her too much, but we do need to get a couple of coffees from her because coffee is one of the most powerful things in this game. If you're having trouble beating an enemy, you probably just need to drink more coffee. So we're coming up on the end here. I'm I'm gonna need to do some stuff here to make the final dungeon appear. Normally, like I said, you would use Morgante's song to figure it out, but okay. But here I just know because it's a predetermined seed, and I know where it's going to be for this seed. So normally I'd have to fight a bunch more archangels to actually find out where this mirror would be, because it's random for each playthrough. But since we have the seed, we just know. That was very scary for me there, by the way, because I threw that box, and it's like you throw the box to make the mirror appear, but that cutscene can actually be skipped if you get an enemy encounter there. So it's sort of the bad version of the cutscene skip that we've been seeing. And I was very close to like accidentally breaking the beneficial cutscene there, but fortunately I didn't. So we're going to get to have a final save here, and we're going to come up on the final boss. The final boss is going to be in sort of 3 phases here, so there's still a couple of minutes here left, but yeah, not too much time left. If you're looking to get in on one of those Pokemon Bid Wars, you know, now's probably the time, because we're wrapping things up here. We got to speed through a whole villainous speech there from Aleph. It's not important. Villainous speeches never are. Although it is kind of fun. Aleph's voice actor is super fun, super, you know, over the top and all that stuff. So we're mostly going to do our usual routine here. Aleph uses an ability that kind of throws that off, which is prismatic, so that changes his type. But we have the RNG lined up perfectly so that Aleph changes his type to glass, which is, we want him to be glass. So it works out perfectly in our favor, and phase 1 of Aleph goes down pretty quickly. But of course, he's the final boss. You never fight a final boss in an RPG in just one phase, right? So here comes Aleph Null. So you remember all of those archangels that Aleph was collecting? Well, there they are, and they're going to do a whole fusion of their own. So we're going to do our usual thing here. And it's going to work, kind of, but there's going to be a little bit of a wrinkle thrown in. So we get Paint Swipe, we put some Resonance on him, we'll use Quick Smack to get another stack of Resonance, and that'll take him out pretty quickly, but you'll see that there's a wrinkle. So that takes out all his HP. You see that it goes back up to half, and that happens because this fight has a script to it. So when Aleph Null gets down to half health, Aleph breaks our cassette player. So we are no longer transformed, we're no longer able to transform, and we're just regular people now, and we have no chance. So you remember Morgante? She is actually going to come in and save us right now.
Wake up.
And we're going to team up with Morgante.
What? Why? Right.
So normally this is a big, like, big moment where all of your partners fuse with Morgante at once, but it's just Kaylee, so it kind of takes away some of the effect of that. But we're going to do the most powerful thing we can do here, which once again is drink coffee. So we're going to drink coffee, and then we're going to drink coffee again. And drinking coffee is going to enable us to do something very powerful here in a second. So
I relate to this a lot, I have to say. Just drink coffee and drink coffee again. Oh no, the call out.
what happens when you drink coffee? You become all powerful.
Woo! I like this game.
So, yeah, that is the last fight. We're going to have a little bit of dialogue, but we're coming up on time in just a bit. I will call it out here. So we're going to have a little bit more dialogue with Amber here. Soon as, we got another cassette player, so if we wanted, we could go and do other things in the game. We could do all the side content. And if we were playing casually, we would do all that stuff. But here we just want to finish the game.
Brilliant.
So, coming up on time right now. Can we talk to Amber? Time.
Woo!
Well, what?
So we can kind of speed through the dialogue here and get the credits, but that is Cassette Beasts, any % seeded. Again, showing off just a fraction of all of the awesome stuff in this game, and this is just one of many, potential speedrun categories you can have. There are people who do an all Ranger Captains run of this. There are people who do a random unseeded run. This game even has a built-in randomizer, which that's something I'd love to see more of. People showing off the randomizer of this. Again, like I said, we skipped Eugene. I'd love to see like a defeat all of the landowners type of run. There's so much potential for this game. Again, it just came out this year. It has DLC came out. Sometime next year, it's going to have multiplayer. Just can't recommend this game enough. Love it. And I love the speedrunning community for this game. It's very active, a lot of cool people. Corvame got this game into AGDQ, so be sure to watch out for that. Check that out. And just, again, really awesome community. We've all been kind of lending a hand to each other. Also, the person who got me into this game was Flannel Cat, because she streamed this game just casually playing it, and I was like, I have to play this game. It looks amazing. So you will see Flannel Cat on the finale tonight for the Metroid Planets. So be sure to watch that. Be sure to stick around here. Again, I am alys rujasu. My Twitch handle is rujasu55 if you want to check that out. And you can also find me on YouTube, co-host, Blue Sky, Mastodon. Just look for Rujasu, Rujasu. And thank you so much for letting me run here. And thank you so much for watching this this event, being part of this event, whatever you did. Everybody's been an awesome part of this. Thank you so much. Trans rights are human rights. You got anything else to say?
No, that's wonderful. Thank you so much again for your incredible run. Everybody, let's give another round of applause to alys rujasu for that incredible showcase of Cassette Beasts. They were incredible. I had a great time. I hope you did too. Stick around. We've got more coming soon. All right. If you are just joining us, hey, welcome here. We are so very happy to see you today, and we hope that you are all doing wonderfully. Whatever you've done today, hey, I'm proud of you. You're doing great. It's wonderful to have you here. Let me introduce you to the event if you are just joining us for the very first time. So, hey, you're watching Winter Pride 2023. We're here on Twitch and we are run by Power Up with Pride. So, we have been running from December 14th to today and it ends tonight. And we have been benefiting Point of Pride throughout the entire event. Let me tell you a little bit about Point of Pride, all right? So they are a trans-led 501c3 nonprofit organization, and they provide access to gender-affirming health and wellness services by using things such as their annual transgender surgery fund, their HRT access fund, and they also provide things such as free chest binders and free femme shapewear to those who need. So by sending in donations, by using !donate in chat and following our Tiltify campaign, you too can send in some great donations to support folks in our community, friends, family, whoever is in your circle, and those across the states, many countries, all of that fun stuff. You're helping so many people, so thank you so very much. If you've missed any runs in our marathon so far and you would like to catch up on what we've been doing, you can find them uploaded after the marathon on our YouTube channel. You can also stay up to date on this event and any future events by following us on Co-Host, Blue Sky, or Mastodon at kind.social, or by joining our Discord. Links to all of these can be found in the panels below the stream or by using !social in chat. So make sure to stick around. We are not done yet for today. We still have 5 more runs. Very exciting stuff. It's been an incredible week so far, and it is not over yet. But time is short. We need to make sure to get those donations in because we are going for a big milestone right now, okay? We are almost at $5,700 raised for Point of Pride, but we are trying to hit $7,000 for a big milestone, okay? And this milestone will unlock hazard runs for Metroid planets, okay? Does that sound a little scary to you? It should. Because if we hit $7,000 for the event total, it puts running through hazardous rooms into logic. When you're in a hazard room, you will take constant damage until you've got the Varia suit on. So if you want to challenge our runners even more, make things a little more difficult for them, and push them to their limits to really show their knowledge and expertise in this game, you will not want to miss this milestone. Every single donation that comes in will go towards that one. So it's a win. No matter what you send in, you are benefiting Point of Pride and heading towards that milestone. We also have our targets and polls that are open so far. The polls will be closing shortly. Get in here, folks. Pokemon is the next run, and it will be closing any minute. This is your final call for Pokemon polls, okay? For Pokemon, you can choose to name the trainer and pick Pikachu's name. Clefairy is currently in the lead for Pikachu's name. And for naming the trainer, we have Serena in the lead with Chris and Juliana shortly behind. You can change this with a single donation, but it has to happen now. There is no time remaining. So let's speed run over to the Tiltify campaign and get those donations in if you would like to switch it up a little bit. We also have our targets still open for Virtual Highlight, which will be taking place in approximately 3 runs. For that one, we can upgrade our category to all dungeons. Right now, we are sitting at $654, and we need $750 to get that category upgrade. That is less than $100. Hello! We're killing it! And with every donation, you can select both a target and a pool to go towards. 2-for-1 deal. And let me sweeten the pot, 3-for-1 deal. You can put that all towards the milestone by default. Get a target, get a poll, and get that milestone. And it's a win for everybody involved. Now, I do also want to talk about that final pool that is open because that will be coming into play for our final run of the evening, which is Metroid Planets. So this is for the item distribution bid war. You will see when you look at that we have balanced item distribution and chaos item distribution. Chaos is currently in the lead, but let's talk a little bit about that. So balanced logic will give you the items in an expected order. So morph bombs, high jump, space jump in that particular order. While chaotic will just ensure that the seed is logically beatable and then it places the stuff anywhere, okay? It can make things extremely challenging for the runners. So do we want to push them to their limits even more? Then you will want to push for chaos. But if you want to just balance things, make things a little more peaceful, balanced is the way to go. So once again, send in those donations, pick a target and a poll, and support that milestone. Thanks so much, everybody. All right, everybody, now is that bittersweet time of day for me where I have to say goodbye to all of you. I've been having such a wonderful time hanging out with all of you over the last couple of runs and on Friday as well. but it is time for me to pass off the hosting mic. My name has been Lana Roos. It has been a pleasure spending time with all of you here at Winter Pride 2023 as we raise money for Point of Pride, but I will be leaving you in the very capable hands of Scala Kitty. Take care, everybody, and have a great night.
Lana, thank you so much. That was an absolutely fabulous hosting shift on your side. I only hope I can keep that good energy going forward. Hello, once again, Winter Pride 2023, sponsored by Power with Pride. I'm your host for the next run, Scala Kitty, she, her, and or Z here pronouns, if you please. And